Tesla just allegedly leaked their new budget model early. The name supposedly is Model Y Standard. The price is a shocking detail here, but that's not the only shocking sort of change here with this new model. It looks like Tesla is going to be canceling this Model Y, and it might be gone as soon as this week. The entire Tesla lineup is getting a big shakeup now that we're officially in Q4. The Model 3 is getting a bit of a refresh. There's going to be some new versions of the Model Y. We're finally going to see this long-rumored budget Tesla, which means this Model Y, the current base offering, will no longer exist. Not because it's bad, but because it's almost too good that it can no longer exist. So let me try to explain exactly what's going on right now, why everything is changing, why this model is likely going to be gone very soon. But first, to kind of give you some context, let me tell you a story about this and kind of about how I was totally dead wrong. So the real story here starts a couple of months ago when I placed my order for this base entry-level Model Y. I needed a car to replace a lease return I was doing. I knew that you guys obviously love Model Y content, and I figured I didn't need the long range, the performance wasn't out yet. I would just go with the base model, and that would be that. And I've owned previous generation base Teslas before. I had a standard range plus Model 3. I had a base rear-wheel drive Model 3 as well. I've tested the older Model Y. I've kind of gone through the options that Tesla had to offer for their base entry-level models. And while they're certainly fine cars and are better than the competition, you quickly will realize that there are some things missing in those vehicles. The sound system, some of the materials, some like physical things were missing. It was fine, but you certainly sort of saw, especially when you compared it side by side to a higher end model, you were missing out on some things for that price. And when I got this base Model Y, I knew it was the refresh model. I knew all the things it had on paper, and I figured it would be just whatever, it'd be an okay base Model Y. But then when I got to the delivery day and I signed the paperwork and I got in the car with my wife and my daughter for the first time and made the hour-and-a-half journey home, I quickly realized that I was totally wrong about this car, and the experience was radically different than what I had originally imagined. And what I realized ever since I took this thing home for the very first time from the lot is that, wow, not only is this an amazing vehicle, but there is nothing about this vehicle that feels cheap. Nothing about this feels like the base model. The suspension feels incredible. The seats are incredibly comfortable. Whatever Tesla has done with the glass and the way they're able to block out the road noise is so incredibly well done. Look, like I knew that the new Model Y was going to be better. Obviously, Tesla brought a lot of refinements and upgrades to the new version for the 2026 model year. But what I didn't expect was that the base model, the cheapest one you can currently get, it not only gets all those features on paper, but it feels so much more luxurious than it should. It feels like it is punching way above its price class, so to speak. And besides all that, one of the things that makes this Model Y so interesting and so irresistible in particular is that unlike any other base model Tesla that's ever come before it, this really isn't missing any features. Now, yes, technically it's a rear-wheel drive only offering, and yes, it's got a little bit less performance with 0 to 60 time, but in terms of range and basically everything else, this thing is nearly perfect. In fact, everything that makes the new Model Y special is here. Full powered seat configuration. You've got all the RGB ambient lighting you'd want, all the new materials. You have your options for seat colors and also exterior colors. You've got the big screen. You've got the new dashboard material. Even the sound system in this base model is the exact same that you'll find in all the higher end other trim models of the Model Y. It is a fantastic sound system for the first time, even available on the base cheapest model. It feels very luxurious, very refined, and it's also at a great price. But because of that great price, it's gonna get the axe. The biggest open secret in the Tesla world right now is that basically at any moment, Tesla is going to be launching an all-new budget version of the Model Y. The code name here is Project E41, and because so much of these spy shots have surfaced, and because Tesla themselves leaked all the changes in their own code, we kind of know exactly what's going to be changing and what will be removed from the current base model to make the new base Model Y. Now, this will obviously be Tesla's lowest price offering for 2026. And by the way, can we just acknowledge that 2026 is now less than 100 days away? If you're like me and you're already starting to sort of put together your goals for the new year, the last thing you want to do is wait around a couple of months, especially if you're looking to jump into some new tech, because things are changing and changing fast, especially when it comes to the wild world of AI. It seems like every other day you hear about some big tech company paying crazy money for AI experts. You've got Microsoft pulling from this company, OpenAI poaching from that company. Now is definitely the time to jump in and learn this stuff. And if you want to go from AI rookie to AI pro in just a couple of days, then boy, oh boy, have I got the opportunity you are going to love, thanks to my friends over at Outskill. They are the world's first AI platform hosting a 2-day AI mastermind workshop happening this weekend on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern on both those days. And over 10 million people around the world have attended this training session. And what's awesome about this is that they've boosted their careers or started entirely new businesses with these AI tools and what they've learned. You don't have to be a programming expert. You don't even have to know how to code. And while this would usually cost like $400 to attend, luckily I'm partnering once again with my friends at Outskill, giving away 1,000 free seats to you guys as part of a pre-Halloween sale. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Number one is you're learning from real experts in the space, people from Microsoft and NVIDIA, people who have actually used these tools, in some cases built these tools and are shaping the industry. And number two is you're going to learn so many amazingly useful things. You can learn about all of these AI-powered tools. You can learn how to utilize these new tools in Excel, Sheets, presentations, building AI agents, automating your workflow. And if you attend both days, not only are you learning so much for $0 with my special link, but also you're getting access to goodies worth over $5,000 you get extra just for attending. If you guys want to learn more, take advantage of this amazing 2-day sort of AI mastermind and really understand how these tools work and learn how you can use it in your own career or start up a side business. Check out what my friends at Outskill have to offer by scanning the QR code on screen or checking out that link right down below. The changes will start on the outside. While the overall physical shape and size and dimensions of the vehicle will be extremely similar, this new budget E41 model is going to be slightly smaller than the current Model Y, slightly shorter wheelbase, and speaking of wheels, it's going to have smaller stock wheels that are going to look a little bit different than the configurations you can currently get. The iconic light bar that is a big part of the new design language of Tesla and the Model Y specifically will be removed. Looks like, according to the leaks, we're going to have individual lights on either side, just more traditional headlights and some accent lighting, but that light bar look in the front will likely be removed. We don't know how much of this diffused light bar system Tesla will be keeping, but again, given the changes to the front, the back is also going to be looking a little bit different as well. Renders say it'll look a little bit something like this. And then in terms of other exterior changes, leak code suggests that we will not see powered folded side mirrors. There will also be no puddle lights. So right now, if you open it, you'll have some form of light, which you can't see because it's daylight, but that'll be gone. And then in terms of colors, Tesla could simplify the lineup and just do a single color option. And then, as you'd expect, some of the biggest changes are going to be on the inside of the vehicle, because the whole point of this thing is to cut down on cost, to bring the price of this thing down, so Tesla can sell it at a cheaper price. And a lot of the creature comforts that I know a lot of you guys like are going to be going away. Right off the bat, there will not be a rear screen back here in the back of this cheaper model. You'll likely just have a couple of ports for charging. You'll have some air vents, and that'll be that. So this will be gone. One of the other big changes that has long been a rumored cut to bring down the cost of the vehicle is the glass roof. Tesla vehicles are known for their nice, big, scenic glass roofs, and we've heard since the early days of the Model 3 that Tesla could remove this and just put a hard shell on this to cut down on the complexity and cost of building these. I know some people aren't a fan because it lets in a lot of heat from the sun. If you're not a fan, then I guess you might be happy, but this is likely going to be cut, and there'll just be a hard shell up here in the cheaper model, so no more glass roof. Could also suggest some changes are coming to the headliner, maybe a simpler fiberglass-based headliner system in here. And then what we've also seen from Tesla in other markets, like in Mexico, for example, is the RGB lighting. This obviously is colorful and it's great and it's a little bit more premium, but we're hearing with this cheaper model, they might have accent lighting, but it'll just be set to white. So no ability to change it to any kind of custom color if you have it at all. Now, in the front of the vehicle, from the driver's perspective, there will actually be a lot of similarities here between the current model. You will have the physical turn signal stock. Tesla has learned their lesson. That will remain. The wheel, according to the leaked pictures, looks basically the same. You are going to get, again, according to the leaks, a different center console. In this sort of freeze frame image here, you'll see it looks like the center console in the new model is sort of floating in the front under the screen. I'm not sure if this is the new design. I'm not sure if it's because of a space thing, but this larger center console area will not be here. You will still get a phone holder. Not sure if it's a wireless charger, but it is a phone holder, but that'll be sort of separated from here. And then it's hard to tell from the images if the screen is going to be the same size, same screen, or something different. Of course, the full Tesla software will be here. You'll have all the same features in that regard, but the screen could be a little bit smaller or it could be exactly the same. We just don't know yet. Again, going off of Tesla's own playbook for other budget models, we know some other things will be cut. There will not be cooled ventilated seats in the front. There will likely not be heated seats in the second row. And then also the backup camera here, this rear view camera, will not have a heater on it. And then also according to code, it looks like TPMS, the tire pressure monitoring system, might not also be on this new cheaper Tesla, though I think that's a regulatory thing because I think in the United States it's required, so that might vary based on markets, but that's another thing that Tesla's going to cut down on costs. Leak code also suggests we would see simplified seat adjustment controls, likely only for a single axis. So that also might be a little bit different here on this cheaper model. And then of course the audio system, what I know is a really big deal for many of you out there. We're hearing there's going to be 2 different audio systems inside, or I guess configurable with this cheaper Tesla, though we don't exactly know what the difference is between one and the other. Now, in previous, standard Teslas, what they've done with the audio system is they've done what they've called a partial premium system, where they give you most of the speakers, but you do not get a dedicated subwoofer, and you're also missing an amplifier that powers more speakers. So it could just be a matter of less speakers and no subwoofer, or it could be stripped down even more. And then, of course, the other changes you would expect with this vehicle, it would be smaller, so you'd have less range. You'd obviously have a slower 0 to 60 performance time because it's not a performance-oriented vehicle. That's kind of, what we know as of now, based off of all the leaks, all the rumors, all the spy shots, off of Tesla's own code. There will be a lot removed from this vehicle. But if the price can be right, maybe $25,000, $30,000, maybe some sort of special monthly lease special or some kind of promo, maybe this could be a big hit and could be well worth the sacrifices of what you'd lose. And obviously, with so much happening with the tax credit, all the incentives going away, and so much of this being a very fluid situation, this is going to be a very big deal for Tesla. They need this thing to be successful, and they're going to be pushing it, I'm sure, like crazy over the next quarter and the next probably couple of quarters, which is fine and all, but that definitely leaves this current base Model Y, this really good model, in kind of a very vulnerable situation, because I just don't see a world in which this thing survives once this new base model comes, again, at literally any moment. As I've hopefully very clearly shown throughout this video, this model is almost too good to exist. You are getting so much and losing so little, relatively speaking here, that it is such a good value that depending on how Tesla prices this new budget model, I just don't know if it would make sense in the lineup, because the problem Tesla's going to have is kind of cannibalizing their own sales, because if the difference is only $3,000 or $5,000, not to say that's an insignificant amount of money, but what we certainly saw in the case of Cybertruck is that when the price difference is so, all things considered, minimal, and you are gaining so much to go with a middle tier offering, people will go with the middle tier offering and do what they need to do and not buy that base model, which is exactly what Tesla kind of doesn't want to happen with this one because of all they've invested in it. Which is obviously why Tesla needs to do everything they can to really separate these two models for better or worse. We've got some new details here. This is coming from Tesla Newswire over on X that found some code in the newly updated Tesla website that appears to reference, even with an image here, of allegedly the new budget version of the Model Y. Now, I'll put a little caveat on here. Tesla Newswire, they are an aggregator of different leaks over on X. They have been right as often as I can remember with their track record. Maybe by the time this goes up, it'll be just my luck how Tesla does things. The model will officially be live, so if that happens, this will all be legitimate, but there is, I guess, a small chance this could not be right, but I think more often than not, they're usually right, and I've got a hunch this is probably correct information. So what we're learning right now directly from Tesla's website is a bunch of new stuff on this model. So allegedly, this is it. It's called the Model Y Standard, which would actually fall in line with all of the leaks we've seen on the changes to the front and back of the design, and those wheels look very much like the core wheels, which are sort of the base, smaller wheels for the base Cybertruck. So that also does make a lot of sense. A lot of the changes here are what I've already covered: the no rear screen in the back, the limited seat controls, no, front light bar, and so on and so forth. But there are some newer things here. The biggest point of contention here is allegedly the price here at $40,000. We'll see if that actually ends up being the case, because that would change a lot of things. There would be no glass roof. I talked about the wheels, basic interior. There is some talk about a manually adjustable steering wheel, so you wouldn't have the powered changes there. Textile seats, a 15-inch display, and a manually adjustable second row air vents, no HEPA filter, and things like that. So again, this is all allegedly found in code from Tesla's website that gives us details on the model. And I kind of covered already all of those things, so just sort of giving you another data point as to what this vehicle could be. And again, if it's already on the website, seemingly they could push this thing live at any moment in the configurator and open it up for orders. Again, because I record these videos a little early and things change so quickly, I don't know yet. So if something changes, I'll drop a pinned comment down below. But in the meantime, that is everything we know about this model. And again, it could be launching. Tesla says it's going to be happening in Q4, and last I checked, it's Q4, so at any moment, this thing will launch. And if we look at Tesla's history, their own playbook of what they've done before, it doesn't spell good news for this current base unicorn Model Y. In the early days of the Model 3, there were a number of Model 3 configurations eventually cut, and one of the best was the cheapest base model you could get, which was called originally the Model 3 Standard Range. Not the Standard Range Plus, it was just the Standard Range. It was the cheapest model you could get. It was on again, off again, the website, off menu, on menu, and then it was ultimately discontinued because Tesla needed to keep things simple with a Standard Range Plus, which was their base offering, a middle tier offering, and then a performance offering. And then ultimately we saw sort of the same thing shake out again with the rear wheel drive offering, the middle tier, and the performance tier. Model Y, the previous generation before the refresh, was again a similar story. There was a lot of debate on this off again, on again Standard Range model till eventually Tesla focused on the 3-tier setup: base, middle, and performance, which again will likely be coming very soon with the launch of the Model Y Performance in North America, where you've got a base entry-level model, you've got a dual-motor long-range model, and a performance model. Again, I know for many people, keeping this rear-wheel drive sort of more premium option around makes a lot of sense, but for Tesla, that would just make a very crowded 4-car setup, where I think a more streamlined 3 simple sort of option approach is probably the way they're going to go, which again, to spell it out, has got a very good shot of being canceled. And honestly, this does make sense. If I was a Tesla executive and I was in the room making these decisions, I would probably recommend that, because not only is it just way easier to have just those 3 options, but if you start to have a base model and then another base model, and unless the price gap is so significant that it would make a lot of sense, I just don't see why this one would remain in the lineup. It makes way more sense to keep that dual motor long range variant, have the performance, and then have this as the the base offering. Now, maybe Tesla changes this. Maybe they rebrand this as a totally separate model. Maybe it has a lot of the Model Y characteristics, but it has a very different name and marketing scheme behind it. And maybe there's a big price difference, and maybe that's how Tesla justifies it. But again, I love this vehicle so much, but it just seems like the writing is black and white on the wall that there is just really, in my opinion, very slim chances that this thing actually remains and survives sort of the recalibration once this new budget model comes out. Also, I just want to take a moment in this video and say thank you, because this channel, these videos wouldn't exist without you guys. So first off, thank you so much. Amazon gift card coming in the next minute or so of this video, if you can find it, as a thank you. It'll look something like this. And second thing is, I've got to say thanks to not just you guys, but my partners on this channel who make this stuff possible. The companies in the Tesla space making the best accessories that you guys need to know about. Like my friends over at Drive Protected that offer the best PPF kits that you can get for your Tesla, and making it even better is that you can save thousands of dollars by installing the kits yourself. Their PPF film, for example, is incredibly high quality. It's their Defense Plus series. It's obviously going to protect your very fragile Tesla paint, or even give you that beautiful matte finish option that looks even better. And what I love about Drive Protected is that they give you all the tools and resources, not just in terms of the physical stuff, but also step-by-step videos that'll help you walk through exactly how to install this. Link to Drive Protected's lineup is down below. They've got options for every Tesla in the lineup, and I've got a special coupon code, my code Rosenfeld, where you can save 10% off your order as well. So check out Drive Protected and use my code to save 10% off your entire order. There are also the best floor mats you can get for your Tesla, courtesy of my friends over at 3W Liners, who have an exclusive coupon code where you guys can save, I think it's like 30% with my coupon code down below. 3W Liners has amazing options for basically every single vehicle on the road, especially every Tesla you can get, and they offer amazing frunk to trunk protection. These mats are incredibly durable. They're precision made just for your Tesla. They're really easy to clean. Look, if you're looking for the best floor mats for your Tesla that are durable, going to withstand the test of time, and also a very, very good deal, my friends at 3W Liners have amazing options. And again, I've got an exclusive coupon code you can check out at the link down below as well. And if you're looking for one place to go for amazing Tesla accessories, that is my friends over at TPARTS. They are your one-stop shop for every single Tesla accessory you would want, from interior upgrades, exterior upgrades, spoilers, carbon fiber accents, more storage, charging accessories, plus so much more. They've got everything, and I've also got an exclusive coupon code where you guys can save 10% off your order by using the code on screen, or of course the link down below as well. And as we all know, owning a Tesla is great, and a well-accessorized, good-looking Tesla is great, but we don't like to deal with Tesla vandals who could ruin that and really damage our Tesla. And while the built-in Sentry mode is great, it would be even better if you could get live real-time alerts and even put your vehicle on the offensive. That is exactly why I love Sentry Pro, because it turns Sentry mode in your Tesla Pro by giving you live real-time alerts on your phone, on your smartwatch, iOS or Android, doesn't matter. There's an app available for both phone platforms. And with beta actions, you can even put your vehicle on the offensive by either flashing the lights or honking the horn when Sentry mode is activated. So the bad guy knows that you are watching, and then you are literally watching with that live real-time alert, checking out the cameras. It is amazing, going to work with every single Tesla in the lineup. And for a limited time, there are, of course, very affordable monthly subscription offerings, but also a 20% lifetime discount where you can buy it once, own it for life, and save for limited times. If you want to check out Sentry Pro and save 20% on a lifetime subscription, that link will be down below as well. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, I love my friends at Tesla Emblems. They have some really creative, fun, and affordable ways to upgrade your Tesla and your Tesla accessories. Like, I love their key card wraps. Like, it's super easy to put a wrap on here. They have so many fun designs, and it just really makes your Tesla experience feel unique. I've never gotten more questions on my Tesla key card than when I had it wrapped with Elon's black Amex card, which was a lot of fun. Of course, they've also got some great solutions for customizing your car as well. You can customize the emblems, the charge port. This is sort of a nice way to personalize your car, make it look like its own, and of course, won't break the bank. Very, very affordable. And of course, I've got a coupon code for you guys here as well if you want to save. So of course, check that out down below. Also, thanks again to Outskill for the support of the channel. If you want to check out the AI Mastermind happening this weekend, scan the QR code on screen or hit that link down below. So I'm curious, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I know some of you guys are longtime Tesla owners. You have been around the cancellations before. We remember when orders were not going through or certain configurations were on the website, gone. We've seen a very turbulent time before, and I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this Model Y? What do you think about the things Tesla is removing? Is it justified enough to bring the price down? Is it too much? Is it too little? Drop a comment down below. Please let me know. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much as always. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.